In December 1941, within hours of the destruction of the United States battle fleet at Pearl Harbor, Japanese forces began their assault on the Philippines. By April 1942, the Bataan Peninsula fell, and in May, General Wainwright and the bulk of the remaining U.S. and Filipino forces were forced to surrender at Corregidor. 2.5 years after the fall of Bataan, Allied forces began the reconquest of the Philippines with major landings on Leyte. From the Japanese perspective, control of the islands was vital. Loss of the Philippines would threaten Japan's overseas access to foodstuffs and critical raw materials, especially oil, from the East Indies and Southeast Asia. Thus, Tokyo's naval and army leaders vowed to make the defense of the Philippines their major war effort for 1943 to 44. MacArthur was now ready to return to the Philippine Islands, as he had promised during the dark days of 1942. The invasion plan brought together the two great Pacific theaters of operation: MacArthur's forces advancing from the South Pacific and Nimitz's forces advancing across the Central Pacific. The U.S. Third Fleet, commanded by Admiral William Bull Halsey, was the most awesome naval force ever assembled. During the invasion, it would act as a shield, keeping what was left of the Japanese Navy away from the American 200,000-strong assault force. Providing close support and putting the troops ashore would be the job of MacArthur's Navy. This was the small 7th Fleet under the command of Admiral Thomas Kinkaid. The fleet consisted of the old battleships that were refloated from the muddy waters of Pearl Harbor and a force of diminutive escort carriers. The Americans landed on Leyte on October 20th, 1944. More men went ashore on the first day than had landed in Normandy on D-Day. Just after the first wave hit Red Beach, General MacArthur, wearing his Philippine Field Marshal's cap, sunglasses, and freshly pressed khakis, stepped into knee-deep water and walked toward the beach. Holding a microphone, he made an announcement. "People of the Philippines, I have returned. Rally to me. Let the indomitable spirit of Bataan and Corregidor lead. For your homes and hearths, strike. For future generations of your sons and daughters, strike. In the name of your sacred dead, strike." The landing was a brilliant triumph for MacArthur. By evening, Kruger's troops had swept inland and captured a vital airfield. The Seabees were put to work preparing 2 airstrips for the land-based fighters and the medium bombers. But before the airstrips could be completed, the navies of Imperial Japan and the United States would clash in the greatest sea battle ever fought.